Hey guys, it's Westy from the Random Channel speaking again with another deck tag for you. This is again a Pauper deck tag for Pauper Slivers. So I've been running Pauper Slivers for about 1.5 years now. I've become quite experienced with this deck and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite decks in the format right now. So it isn't the fastest deck, but it's just amazingly fun to play. So let's get started. Sentinel sliver. We run 3 sentinel slivers, which, if you don't know what most slivers do, is it gives either all your slivers or all slivers an ability. So it's for 2 mana. It's a 2/2, which already is good in this deck. Believe me, it is good. But it also gives all slivers you control vigilance. So all your creatures now have vigilance, which is just incredible. We also run 3 spinneret slivers, which has the old wording for all creatures get reach, all slivers have reach. So it's 2/2 for 2 with all slivers have reach. So yeah, this is all slivers. So when you're in a mirror match, this will actually matter. Keep that in mind. Same goes for this classic card right here. Plated sliver. So all slivers get +0/+1. It's a 1 mana 1/1. So it's 1 green and it's a 1/1. Sinew sliver. It's it's a 2 mana 1/1, but all slivers get +1/+1, which is an amazing deal because it's basically a 2 mana 2/2. Because all slivers includes itself. Again, be careful for mirror matches with this card. It's about a lot of these cards because only the newer ones actually got reworded to say slivers creatures you control. So, muscular sliver, another old sliver. Again, it's a 2 mana 1/1 that gets itself +1/+1 as well. Again, all slivers. So we're running actually 3 different copies of this ability. Yeah. So we run 3 different creatures with the +1/+1 ability, and there are 4 of every single time. Predatory sliver is sorry. I made the camera wiggle a bit. It's a 2 mana 1/1 with sliver creatures you control, so this won't affect a mirror match. Which means this will be a way out of a mirror match. Most of the times, get +1/+1 until +1/+1, not until end of turn. Slivers are just really epic. Sidewinder sliver, and I know a lot of these cards are really old. I think that's the newest card in the entire deck. Actually, M14 might actually be another card in the deck, but pretty much that's one of the newest cards. That's because slivers have not seen print in some time. That does make this deck to the expensive side for Pauper, because some of these cards actually do have some value. Sidewinder sliver is a 1 mana 1/1 with all slivers have flanking. Now for everybody that doesn't remember flanking, it's whenever a creature without flanking blocks a sliver, blocks a creature with flanking. In this situation, it says sliver because all slivers. But the block creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. So mind it says until end of turn and not until end of combat. So yeah, it's a combat trick. Does really well against goblins and stuff like that. Here you go. The odd, weird card frames here for virulent sliver. All sliver have poisonous 1. It's a 1 mana 1/1. For everybody who doesn't remember poisonous, it's in fact but different. So whenever a creature attacks, you may put a poison counter. So for every creature that attacks, but poisonous attack. So if you have 4 of these on the table, it's poisonous 4. So it's every creature that attacks and hits your opponent for that, and you still do damage. So that's quite a good thing. It's a way to run the game if you have no way out. So those are our creature base, and as you can see, that's pretty big. We have a lot of creatures in this deck. The slivers really rely on each other. We don't really need a lot of spells in this deck. We do have a few. As a protective and as combat trick, we have Thrill of the Hunt. So target creature gets +1/+2 until end of turn, and it has white flashback, so you can get it from your grave, reuse it. So we only have 2 copies, but you can cast it 4 times. We have, I believe, 3. Yeah, 3 copies of Vines of Vastwood. It's a 1 mana with a kick, so you can pay the kicker cost as you cast it. Target creature can't be target of spells or abilities your opponent controls. Again, this is protection. And if it was caked, it gets +4/+4 until end of turn. It's a really great Pauper card again. Hive Sting. So this is the most expensive card in the deck. Yeah. It's 3 mana, which sounds funny because there is no other card in it that costs that much mana. So if you've seen, most things are just 2 and 1, I think. Nope, that's also 2 mana. So, Hive Sting is the most expensive now. This is the promo, this is the normal, and 14-1. Just like looking at this one better. So, it says, for 2 colorless and 1 white, it's a sorcery. Put 2 colorless sliver creature tokens on the battlefield. That's still slivers, so all the abilities of all your slivers will go off on them. Okay, so we have some removal in the main board. This is all we have. Journey into Nowhere. 1 colorless, 1 white. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature. When it leaves the battlefield, return target creature to its owner's control. So that's what happens. Just good removal. Now, this is the land base. It's not really complicated. Again, 1 copy of Tranquil Ticker, 1 copy of Scheduled Steppes, which are cycle lands, 4 copies of Blossoming Sands, which is enter the battlefield, tap, you gain 1 life. Some of the best lands you can have in Pauper. You will print this common, take it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planes, and yeah, I've been full arting this deck out. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forests. Almost there. 6 forests, and that's the entire deck. As I usually do, I will be giving you a swift look over the deck slowly. So I hope you guys enjoy these deck decks, as I do enjoy building decks, especially in the Pauper format. So for everybody who doesn't know Pauper, just go check it out. It's just only commons and cards that have ever been printed as common, but it's still a powerful format. And when I get around to it, I might actually start doing videos on Pauper events as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever you want. And as always, stay nerdy.